Hi friends, once again I came back again on this channel after a long time because my vacation has started now, so I have free time now. So today I came with a new and interesting topic, that is Taliban rule in Afghanistan and impact on India. So without any let's start our today's general talk on this topic, which is highlighted recently in news. So we can divide this topic in two halves. In first half, we can cover what is Taliban and how it is second time ruling in Afghanistan. It came in power in Afghanistan after the US leaves the Afghanistan. And in the second half, we can cover that how it is impacting on India's economy, trade, health, education sector, and everything. So let's start. First half, we are going to cover Taliban. So friends, it's general question: what is Taliban? Whenever you heard this name Taliban, you can imagine just like a man having guns, having bombs, and who is ruling over people mercilessly without any fear. You can imagine just like image of terrorist. You can image the image of Taliban just form, but really Taliban is a group of peoples in which mostly farmers are there, and these people or the Talibanis were accepted by Afghanistan population, mainly in those people who live in Pashtun areas. Pashtun area, it is an area which has majority in Afghanistan but minority in Pakistan. So this is Taliban. But what is Taliban? How it is emerging? What their aim? So Taliban show that the foreigners, you can say the outsiders other than their country, they show as a threat from them to their families and their values. So their main aim to that when Taliban came into power, their main aim is to put out Afghanistan from international coalition and establish as a new emirate state, Islam state of Afghanistan, in which a religious leader will rule, and all of them will follow its legacy, or you can say its ideology. So this is what Taliban really wanted, because because they think that the current government, which has USA has ruled, or before that the other government is ruling, was ruling. They show that the government was against their values, against the values, or against the rule of Islam, which is written in Islam, or you can say the rule by Sahara dominated society. Taliban is wanting to rule according to the Sahara dominant society. It is a constitution which has been made by Islamic rulers. Okay, so this is about Taliban. But in today, this is context of previous, that how Taliban is. But in today's context, when we hear the name Taliban, it evokes fear. As you just imagine that how this image, the Taliban image in your mind. But how this came into second time, let's see a glimpse of this. So initially Taliban came in power in 1990 to 1999. It started it spread its movement by that when if the power is surrendered to them, then they will create peace, and everywhere there is no, you can say there is no crimes, and everything will be peace in order. So this is how they are spreading their own, or you can say own government, so that in coming time they will be ruled. So from 1990s they are growing, and at, till 1996 they about cover captured 9/10 part of Afghanistan. But as soon as they captured 9/10 part of Afghanistan, they were ruling there mercilessly over people, and the peace is not there. The rights for women is there for at the time in 1996, but at the time their rule is okay. But the story where changes that, you know, remember the 9/11 attack in USA, which had been conducted by the terrorist that named as Osama bin Laden Al Qaeda. So at during the after taking place of that terrorist attack, Osama bin Laden taken shelter under these Taliban. So USA will came to know in 2001, in September 2020, in October 2001. Then USA asked Taliban to return them to give return them to the Osama bin Laden. But Taliban refused and make mockery of the US troops. So in the next month, to October 2001, USA airstrike on the Taliban capture of Afghanistan area where Taliban had captured. Within a month, you will surprise that all Talibanis were fled from that area. And in the next month, USA troop had surrounded all the Afghanistan and become ruling over there, establishing a democratic setup. And in 2004, their constitution is also made. So this is how first they came in power, and they were degraded by the US troops due to they do not surrender uh, Osama bin Laden Al Qaeda. So the main reason for the US is coming to capture the Osama bin Al Qaeda, and this finally came to an end when in 2011 Osama bin Laden was killed by USA militants, which was found in Pakistan. Okay, so the main target of USA is completed in 2011, but USA remained in Afghanistan for the next decade also, and finally in 2021 USA decided to leave the country with a peace agreement with Talibanis. That Talibanis were given a separate area in which they can rule, and an area is given for government, and the middle area which is left in which both Talibani and government coalition will going to rule. But this do not happen at all. As soon as USA left, Taliban had begun to capturing all the area. And in 2021, you see that in that time news, how its headlines are too much furious that they evoke fear that Taliban came in power again, ruling all people mercilessly. Impact on India, how Indian students were in there, how development is going on there. So this is all about at the time. Now this it is there, but in a slow manner. It is not presently in a, you can say, in a golden title of news, but it is there. So Taliban came in power, and their main aim is to establish their emirate state of Islam. And now in this time when Taliban came into power, it is seen that the rights of the human citizen, which are basic rights, were abolished. Women do not have right for proper education. The election setup, which has been set up by USA government, which had been abolished by these Talibanis in in previous 2 years. So this is how Taliban came in second time in power. And now see what is impact in India. We know that Afghanistan is a member, is a neighboring country, so it has impact on India's economy also. So let's see. So just imagine that situation when impact India is there. India is growing, so India does not growing with own self. India is want to promote that its all neighboring country all will also grow. So due to this, India is supporting Afghanistan, and not Afghanistan as well as all neighboring countries except Pakistan and China. So India is doing their development. India is helping their neighboring countries in every possible way. So similarly, in this case of Pakistan also, India is helping since 2003 with with a peace agreement that India will going to develop the Afghanistan. So since 2003, India is constructing their bridges. India is providing them transport vehicles. Recently, India has given them about 200, 400 buses and many other vehicles also. So this is how India is putting every effort so that Afghanistan will also develop, because Afghanistan is a least developed country, and but we don't want it that our if India is growing, then our neighboring country will be at lower level. We think that our neighboring country will be also at the equal level. So this is you can say ideology of the Indians. So but here that change come that when 2021, the Taliban again came into power, and it showed a threat to the development of India in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan plays a significant role in our diplomatic relation as well as in trade relation. And as I told you, since 2003, we are engaging in every type of development in Afghanistan. But Taliban came into power, so the people who were Indians who were living in Afghanistan and doing their jobs, uh, so they show that they see Taliban as a threat. They see that it can be harmed there, it can harm them. So especially 2021, the people who Indians who were living in Afghanistan started coming into India, leaving their jobs in fear of that Taliban will going to harm them. So this is one way, this is how it is impacting. And in another way also, that we are promoting Afghanistan as in duty free taxes, duty free tax in Indian market as a member of its SARC country, that is a South Association of Asian for Regional Cooperation. It came under the 8 countries. Afghanistan is also one of them. So it access with the free in Indian markets. In health sector, if we talk about, then many Afghanistanis life-borne disease were treated in Indian hospitals. In education sector also, India plays a significant role for Afghanistan. But you will be how India, but why India is so much spending money and infrastructure in Taliban in Afghanistan? One reason that here because we wanted that our neighboring country will also develop. But here also come that one another reason, that due to its strategic and due to its strategic location where it is located, because by this route, India is connected by whole the Europe, you can say Asia and other the Africa. From Afghanistan, we can export our. You can say Afghanistan is the main is the obstacle between our trade with other countries. So it is necessary for India to develop the Afghanistan so that there is there is no obstacle from the side of Afghanistan during his other trades and relation with other countries. So that's why this another reason came in, that India is developing why India is developing Afghanistan. But due to a return power in the hand of Taliban, these developments or infrastructure which has been developed in Afghanistan uh, were under a cloud of uncertainty for India. And we don't know that our relation in further or in future will be good or bad or worse than that our relation with Pakistan, and that our relation with Pakistan. So India is in dilemma that whether what will happen with friend or Pakistan and India. So this is about today's topic. So in conclusion, we can say that Taliban again came into power in 2021 as soon as USA left. But this time Taliban is ruling mercilessly over people. There were no rights for them. They were ruling they were ruling in the name of jihad. So this is all about in Afghanistan. And recently, that India helped. An earthquake has taken place in Afghanistan, and at that time India provide a aid facility to the Afghan population. Uh, but India provide aid facility to Afghan population, but from that side we don't know a good sign. But India is still waiting. So in conclusion, we can say that India is trying all of its effort so that our relation will be friendly. But from that side, we were still waiting. So this is about today's general talk on Taliban rule in Afghanistan and impact on India. So thank you. We will meet in the next video. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.